Good morning. Welcome to My Third Life. I was in the recording studio on Saturday and we mixed and mastered my three original songs, which were recorded 3 weeks ago. And if you've never been through that process, it's really fascinating. The recording engineer goes through each individual instrument and changes the tone. So he went through every single drum that he had recorded and changed the tone on it. Then we went to the bass. What do you want? In fact, there was some notes on the bass that we had to change. And then the guitarist loved his tone, although we tried some different amps that were computer generated. Then when it came to me, I was a little too bright in the mix, so I asked him to roll off the top end on my sound, and that I think he rolled off between the 4,000 megahertz and the 6,000. He did that, and it sounded good in the studio. He had added delay to my tone, which I didn't realize, and then a friend of mine heard my recordings later on. I sent him out, and he said the guy should have used reverb, not delay. So I don't know. I can go back and have him change that, but I kind of like the way the tone is now. And I made a mistake. I took all my music and I went ahead and dumped it on a place called Disco Kid or distrokid.com. And it's supposed to put it in line to put it on Spotify and Pandora and YouTube and all the different streaming apps. I should have waited. I should have listened to the recordings, decided over a couple of weeks if I really liked what I had, and then go from there. But now I'm kind of stuck. It's already in the process, so it's going to be out there. And from what I understand, you can't pull it back in and then change it and then put it back out. It has to stay there. So that's how things stand now. But the title of the stream is I recorded three songs and my original songs. Now what? Well, today I'm getting ready to go to convalescent job number 900 and whatever. I've been doing this now for 12 years where I go to two convalescent shows a week. So today I'll be there with my Bluetooth and my Pandora and my sax and flute and my dog. And we'll play probably lots of stuff from the 50s and 60s and the 70s. And there's times the staff wants some 90s songs. So we'll do that. But as far as next steps for my music, I now have probably 6, 7 originals, and then there's originals that a guitar player I know. So I could put together a couple of sets if I want to go out and sell my band, and I'm not sure I want to do that. It might be fun to be in public playing my music, but to do that, it seems like you pretty much are bringing people in to drink at a winery or to drink at a bar or to eat at a coffee shop or restaurant. And I don't have those connections. I think I could probably get us a couple of gigs, but I'm thinking it wouldn't pay enough. I would end up going out of pocket because I think we could probably get gigs around here for maybe 150 or $200. And for the four of us, I'd have to pay the other three guys at least 80 each. So that's 240. So I'd be lucky if I broke even with tips. But from the other side of it, I don't there these venues aren't that big. So if yes, I'd be playing in public, but so what? I'm playing for 3 friends and 10 people I don't know. I'm not sure that's what I want to do. So I think I'm going to go ahead and focus my energy on writing new music and doing this process again. I really enjoyed it. And I think that the recording process has taken my sax playing and my flute playing to an entirely different level. I think it's really improved a lot of subtleties, a lot of things that I've been trying to do are now falling into place. So that's probably the next step is more recording. I'm getting prepped. I play with the Jamie Jameson band. I've been with these guys for 20 years. So we're getting prepped for some winery gigs coming up. So I've got 5 songs I'm trying to learn off the YouTubes that the band sent me. And then the guitar player has another song he wants me to memorize. So a lot of playing in bands and a lot of playing out is just memorizing tunes. I mean, this would be true if I was going in most of the bands around here. It's not a written music based process. It's a hear this song, memorize it, and then do the horn parts or play something that's reasonable in the background behind the singer. So that's what's coming up for me. Hmm. I have to admit, I would like to play somewhere with my music. I mean, just to do it once, just to see audience reaction to my songs. I think we're going to be using two of my songs will work with the Jamie band, so we might use those as instrumentals to prepare the people, and then Jamie comes on. We normally play an instrumental, Jamie during the middle, then an instrumental to kind of bookend the set, and we do that for 2 sets or 3 sets. So we might end up playing now. Now I have like 4 different songs that Dennis can choose from. So we might play those. But as far as what's next, that's a good question. I'm still studying and playing flute and sax, and I have like lessons and things I'm working on. But I want to keep in mind the overall arc of my music because I can prep myself for the next 10 years. But for what? What do I want to get out of that? What do I want to accomplish out of that? And I want to do more music, more original music, more CDs. I'm convinced that I'm not as good as I can be if I keep working on this. I'm 67, so at some point I'll have physical decline. But I've been lucky with my workout routine and with my practice routine that I'm still upping my skill level at 67. And that's compared to playing professionally back when I was 29. Back then, I probably played a little faster, but my tone's much better now. My phrasing's much better now. I have hours of music memorized now, and I didn't have that when I was 29. And I have more patience. And I mean, everything's better. And like I said, at some point, because I see got my heroes like Sanborn, I see a little bit of a decline in his music. He's 10 years ahead of me, so he's 76, 77. So at some point, that has to play into things. But for right now, things are fine. Anyway, I'm hopeful and I'm going to keep working. And sometimes, even if I don't know what I'm working for, I know it's still good to have a program of getting better and trying to accomplish more things. I have to force myself to write. That'll be the big thing because that's not something I do normally. I can practice easily. I can practice flute and sax and vocals and keyboards. In fact, I have a couple of keyboard gigs. I have 3 keyboard gigs coming up this month, so that's great. I'm happy about that. Anyway, I'm going to premiere all these songs on some kind of an EP release, and I'll throw them on Sax on the web so you guys can hear what I'm doing. But I hopefully I'm modeling, even though you're 55 or you're 60 or you're 65 or even 70 or 75, you can still write, you can still practice, you can still get better at saxophone or anything musical that you find gratifying. I think music is a huge part of my retirement and my happiness. I really do. So I hope this vlog is helpful to you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Be well. Bye now.